Sometimes think that we come here because our own effort. It is our effort, but also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it possible. So when we see these blessings, we express more gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So last time I think we ended our Seerah with the Islam of the father of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. Abu Bakr Siddiq, his father, embraced Islam, and the Prophet ﷺ, and also his companions respected the father of Abu Bakr, and he was a very old man. It was very hard for him to walk. But then Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he cried and he said, I love more if your uncle became a Muslim. So he was more happy seeing the uncle of the Prophet, what's his name, the uncle? He passed away, but he did not embrace Islam, Abu Talib. Abu Talib, yes. So Abu Bakr, he said that I'm more happy, more joyful for me to see your uncle in his place than my own father. So that shows that the Sahaba, their love for Prophet ﷺ is beyond anything and everything, even their own family. It's beyond that, and we will see more of that, inshallah, in our session tonight. I think more if we reach there. But their sacrifice and the way they, their vision is just akhirah and nothing dunya. But we are the opposite. We dunya first, akhirah. We'll see. That's who we are. It doesn't. The Sahaba they went. They spread throughout the world, but they don't have dunya. Even when it comes dunya to choose, they will choose akhirah. And they will give everything to others, the dunya to others. For them, they don't mind if they don't have dunya. And that's the real... See, the Prophet ﷺ, when he accumulated many booty of war, so many, he gave to people. And he did not keep for himself. Nothing he kept for himself. The Prophet ﷺ. And that's the sign of a true prophet. Someone who is, not just displaying miracles, but also he's detached from the love of dunya. He gives others. He makes others happy with dunya, but for him, he's simple. He doesn't need. That's amazing. We see many people, they can display miracles. We see, I don't know if it's true in social media, they blow on this something, and then people suddenly feel, oh, I'm cured from my migraine, or I have headache, no longer I have headache, and he's, mashallah, gaining popularity, and people, really admire him and respect him. But then you can see his dunya is a lot, he's accumulating. Yes, I want to build a nice house, I want to have this nice car, I'm going to get one, you see. You can see that's what distinguishes between a true person, who is the slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet. We see in his house, you check, there's no furniture, nothing. Just an old, and maybe a small pot in the corner of the room, and his, pillow, his mattress is made from, hard materials that would leave mark, after he sleeps, mark on his skin. It's not the mattress that we have, cost 5,000 from Harvey Norman, it's very, mashallah, so soft, solid. No, not like that, the Prophet ﷺ. But he could have that. He's governing the whole city of Medina. He has an army, he could have that, but he choose not to. So that's, inshallah, we will see. So the next one is a deadly blunder. This is a mistake, a big mistake. Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu, he was sent by the Prophet ﷺ to the neighboring tribes to invite them to Islam. And also the Prophet ﷺ commanded the companions to destroy, the communal centers of idolatry. There were still small, places. There were idols in those places, so the Prophet ﷺ told the companions to destroy it. So over here, Khalid bin Walid, he was sent by the Prophet ﷺ to invite those tribes to Islam. And one such tribe was the Banu Jathima, with whom Khalid has historical tensions. Blood was spilled. So this tribe is Banu Jathima, and Khalid bin Walid, he was leading this expedition, has some, bad historical tension. Not a good relationship between him and those people. And also Khalid bin Walid, his uncle, was killed as well by them, by those people, the Banu Jathima. So when Khalid approached them from a distance, they assumed that he came for revenge. So when they saw Khalid, Khalid is coming to take revenge. And so they took up arms. Some of them attacked Khalid and he defended himself, which was, of course, justified. You defend yourself. You're supposed to defend yourself, in battles. Yes. However, Khalid made a grave blunder. He made a big mistake and attacked the whole tribe in retaliation. He attacked the whole tribe of Banu Jathima. Even those who did not take arms, who did not resist. They did not have arms and they're not willing to fight. No resistance. They did not display any resistance. He killed them too. And that was the culture of the Quraysh, the Arabs before Islam. Their culture, they did not differentiate between women, children, or combatants, non-combatants. They just get rid, yes. They killed. So Khalid did the same, of course. He said, he killed every. No, he didn't see someone with a weapon trying to fight back, then you kill. Because if someone submits, they say, no, I submit, you don't kill. You have to leave, But if they fight back with any weapon or display, a resistance, then yeah, you can fight. But this one, he basically, fought all of them and killed. So he, of course, he was a new Muslim, Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu, so he was acting according to his, tribal ways or instincts, yeah. But then, in that group, in the army, there were, Muslims, companions of the Prophet ﷺ, the senior companions of the Prophet ﷺ. So Khalid, ordered them, the senior companions of the Prophet ﷺ, like Abdullah bin Umar, for example, radiallahu anhuma, Abdullah ibn Umar, and also Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, radiallahu anhum. Khalid ordered them to also join and attack and kill. Yes, but they refused. They flatly refused his command because they knew this action was strictly forbidden. It's wrong in Islam. So Khalid was furious. He was so angry. He was furious at their disobedience, and then so he cursed them, and also because he was, the commander of the military. The Prophet ﷺ, appointed him to be the commander of the army. So he cursed them, and then but they hold their ground. They refused to follow his order. And even some of the Banu Jathima, they yelled, they yielded, they surrendered, and they said that they are the Sabi'un. Sabi, the word Sabi means we left the religion of our forefather. So it has many meanings. So you left your forefather's religion, you left idolatry, but then where did you go? But they were meant to say that we have accepted Islam,
So the reverts made a different way of saying it.
Yeah, they didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to say like we have become Muslim. They didn't know that. So they said we are Sabi. Sabi meaning that you left the religion of your ancestors.
Okay.
You embraced a new religion. And what they meant by that new religion was Islam. But, so here, the senior companions of the Prophet ﷺ, like Abdullah ibn Umar and also, Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, they knew what they meant. They knew that they were trying to say that we embraced Islam. Those senior companions knew, but Khalid ibn Walid, he didn't know. So what he did was he killed them. He killed them, basically. Despite their pleas, he killed them, yes.
They already convert to Muslim and they kill it.
Yeah.
But they didn't say we're Muslim.
Really?
They said we're Sabi'in.
So that means we left.
Yeah.
But what they mean was, we embraced Islam.
Why did they say it like that?
They didn't know the way to say it.
Oh.
They didn't know how to say, we Muslim. They didn't know the word Muslim, maybe. Or we embraced Islam. They don't know. Because these people are also idol worshippers. They were not very close to the Muslims. Remember, this is after the conquest of Mecca. So they were living near the Quraysh.
I wonder if they genuinely said that or just to get out of, like, they could not
No,
get
even if they genuinely or not genuinely, you can't kill. Yes. Yes, you can't kill. That's between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if they say something that we became Muslim, that's a sign to stop further, further killing. But Khalid, he just smashed it. He killed. And then as soon as the news reached the Prophet ﷺ, he stood up facing the Kaaba. And then he said, he gave a talk. And he raised his hand saying, "Oh Allah, I free myself of Khalid's actions. I free myself of Khalid's action." The Prophet ﷺ then sent Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali ibn Abi Talib is the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ. Radiallahu anhu. He sent him with a large amount of blood money and instructed him to apologize, profusely apologize on behalf of the Prophet ﷺ and explain the blunder, the error, and what happened to the people of Banu Jamim.
So they give money to the...
Yeah, blood money to the family of those who were killed, unlawfully killed. In Islam is unlawful.
Who does that? Khalid bin Walid? Or?
No, Ali ibn Abi Talib, the Prophet
sorry.
told him to do that, and also apologize and explain what happened. Khalid didn't know, and yes, he didn't know. And then after that, and also one of the amongst those people who were killed was a young man, and he just got engaged, to be married. So and he, as he was dying, he recited lines of poetry to his, fiancée, yeah. Yeah. And she returned beautiful, couplets, and he died in her arms. So when the Prophet ﷺ heard this story, that there was a young man got engaged to get married, and he was, killed unlawfully, and he died in the arms of his, fiancée. The Prophet ﷺ, he became more enraged. He said to his companions, wasn't there amongst you a man of mercy? A man of mercy, who can put a stop to this, a man of mercy who has the courage to put this to an end, There's no man of mercy. The Prophet ﷺ, he had a soft spot for tenderness, and this injustice happened, wounded him very deeply, So that's the same. But Khalid bin Walid, he was a new Muslim. He was, of course, his bravery, and also maybe other Sahaba refused but did not stop. So from this incident, the Sahaba knew that this is wrong. So next time they must stop this.
Also, even Abdullah ibn Umar,
Abdullah ibn Auf,
and they didn't dare kind of to warn Khalid.
I think if they want to, they didn't participate, but if they want to stop Khalid, I think they had to fight him. I think they would have to fight him big, man, and maybe those with him. That's another dangerous thing. You end up killing as well. So they just left it. But then I think that's really it, because Khalid is not stopping. And you want to stop that person who's got a weapon, you have to fight. So the best way is just
Just leave it alone.
it's a very hard situation to be in. But again, the Prophet ﷺ, he directly just said, this is wrong, and I free myself of your actions. And he was, outright, with Khalid ibn Walid. He did not say,
They not give a punishment to Khalid bin Walid. Rasulullah.
punishment?
No, they give no, they can't.
Punishment.
Ada hukuman apa?
But he did this without his knowledge. He didn't know this was wrong. It was based on Jahiliyyah. Jahiliyyah is not wrong. You can do this. Killing non-combatants. Even now you can kill non-combatants. Just make sure we're targeting that, but we kill the rest. It's still fine. You can do it. It's war, It's war. Killing civilians in big numbers is fine. And as long as you target something, it's all good, Whether it's credible, intelligent or not, whether that person is still there or he actually left that place, but he'd say it's fine. No one says, no, you can't kill civilians, full stop, no. No one says that. And this is like every day they kill millions of Muslims, unfortunately, in Muslim countries in the Middle East, and they don't say anything. They say that's good because we don't target them, but we target something else, but in the process, we do that. And they say there's no other way to fight, they say. How about fighting like this, face to face? It's not fighting, Oh, we don't want that. We want something else behind the walls. Press the button, that's it, bang. We don't see any suffering. We don't see their faces screaming. We don't hear anything. We just see smoke in the screen, target hit, finish. So people, they give excuse, that's fine, and, it's very sad, that's how it is.
So where's this Banu Jadima located? Are they just on the outskirts of Makkah? Or?
Yeah, Makkah, yes.
Or still also okay.
Yes, so they were close to where Makkah is.
So
Because
Rasulullah hasn't left Makkah when this.
Yeah, he's still around that area. Just to make sure he cleans, the surrounding Makkah, the area surrounding Makkah from idolatry and the worship, and try to, establish peace and security, basically.
Okay.
Just to make sure there's no threat. Yes, that's his mission is always like that. Make sure there's no threat, and it's secure. And if they can get, communicate with the tribes surrounding that area, and to, say that the governing body is Prophet Muhammad, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yes. So now, when Abdurrahman ibn Auf, he was one of the senior companions who refused to follow the command of Khalid ibn Walid. When he came back to the Prophet ﷺ, he complained about Khalid's insults. Khalid radiallahu anhu, he insulted us, cursed us.
The one that didn't want to participate.
Yeah, there were two senior companions. One is Abdullah ibn Umar, another one is Abdurrahman ibn Auf. So Khalid insulted us. So the Prophet ﷺ scolded Khalid. He told him, do not abuse my companions. So this is, full on. Do not abuse my companions. By Allah, if one of you were to give the weight of Mount Uhud in gold, one of you, he's saying that Khalid ibn Walid or my companions who just embraced Islam recently, if you were to, give, gold equivalent to the mountain of Uhud in charity for the sake of Allah, in the path of Allah, it would not, equate to them giving a handful or even half of a handful of gold. It will not be the same value. You give, the amount of a mountain of Uhud, but only give a handful or even half of that. It's not equivalent. It's not the same. Because these senior companions, they were there for the Prophet ﷺ, helping him during the start of Islam. It's different. Now Islam has become powerful, and you joined recently, so it's not the same. So he clearly said to Khalid ibn Walid. And Khalid ibn Walid, alhamdulillah, he was a good Muslim. So he didn't what is it called? Fought the Prophet with his words, or he just listened, سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا, and he admitted his mistake. This is the sign of someone he humbled himself. He didn't, argue or said, who are you to say me this,
There was no ego.
Yeah, no ego. He suppressed his ego, of course. And I think it was very hard for him, but I think because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept him, guided, on hidayah. See, shaitan was misguided. He lost the hidayah because of his, takabbur, Yeah. So that's why when we have, I think, for myself, when we have, like difficulties or something, we humble ourselves. That's the best thing. Humbling. Even in workplace, even in, not just, between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we humble ourselves to Allah, that's where we will get benefit. But if we say to Allah, oh, no, that's, because Allah doesn't need us. Allah doesn't need us. He doesn't need anything, but we need Him. That's why we should always humble, Ya Allah, show me. I don't get this, show me. I don't understand this, show me. We keep doing that. And inshallah, Allah will, fulfill and what we want and guide us. So that's the blunder. Now, inshallah, the Battle of Hunayn. The Battle of Hunayn. وَيَوْمَ حُنَيْنٍ. This battle is mentioned in the Quran. وَيَوْمَ حُنَيْنٍ إِذْ أَعْجَبَتْكُمْ كَثْرَتُكُمْ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding the companions, the Muslims, about the day of Hunayn, Yawm Hunayn. So this battle happened after the conquest of Mecca. Why it happened? Because, the Prophet ﷺ, he heard the news. The news reached him that a large army from the city of Ta'if, from Ta'if. Remember Ta'if? I think during the beginning stages of Islam, the Prophet ﷺ went there to give da'wah, to invite the people of Ta'if to Islam. But what happened? He returned bleeding.
Yeah, they threw rocks.
They threw rocks at him,
and
of course they told the children to chase the Prophet and threw rocks at him. And he was bleeding.
So it was Rasulullah and one of the companions, right?
Yes, one of the companions. And then he did not make a bad dua for them. He made a dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide their progeny, guide their children. So the Prophet ﷺ, when he heard the news that the people of Ta'if have gathered a big army, prepared a big army to fight the Muslims. So in Ta'if, the primary tribe in Ta'if was the Banu Thaqif. This is the biggest tribe in Ta'if, Banu Thaqif, the children of Thaqif. And they were they have been the main rival for Quraysh. Rival, like China and America, rivals, very, they compete with each other. So of course they wanted to actually take over Kaaba, because Kaaba was in the hand of Quraysh. So when this, and also they want to fight the Muslims too, but also to take over the Kaaba. You see, that's their plan. Banu Thaqif. So that's why they were rivals with Quraysh. They didn't like Quraysh. But they were.
Were they idol worshippers too, or
Yeah.
They were idol worshippers.
Yeah. They were idol worshippers. They were superior to the Quraysh in many aspects, such as finances and military prowess. So they were more advanced than the Quraysh. But the Quraysh was home to the Kaaba, which was the highest prestige and nobility is to have the Kaaba. So Quraysh have that. They had that, but not the Banu Thaqif. Banu Thaqif, they advance in finances, in maybe agriculture as well, and also, military power. But not the Quraysh, but the Quraysh had the Kaaba. So after the Muslims liberated Mecca, the Banu Thaqif became the community or the place where paganism is a stronghold for paganism. People who strongly defend paganism are the people of Thaqif. Because Quraysh now, they lost, they're no longer in control, but this is the next one, the biggest community, the Banu Thaqif, who hold paganism and defend the worship of idols. So what that happened is,
Banu Hawazin.
Banu Hawazin coming after the other one, the other part, Banu Thaqif and Banu Hawazin. So after that, the Banu Thaqif felt obliged to defend their beliefs. So their aims, as we mentioned before, is two things. One is to preserve paganism. They want to preserve, and also to finally gain custodianship of the Kaaba. Yeah. So so Banu Thaqif began sending, individuals to every remaining pagan tribe, urging them to unite and bear arms, so to join the army. So they send individuals, personnel to invite the remaining pagan tribe surrounding the Mecca, the city of Mecca, or even Ta'if, urging them to unite, come together and bear arms. And after that, this is the largest army in the Seerah so far. Yeah.
Well, this one.
This is the largest army, as the lines were drawn between monotheism and polytheism. The Battle of Hunayn comprised over 20,000 pagans united against the Muslim. Yeah, 20,000. Thaqif was the main tribe, and also there's another tribe, the brother mentioned, Hawazin. Hawazin is the largest Bedouin tribe surrounding Ta'if. So this is Bedouin tribe. Hawazin and Banu Thaqif. So they came together, united together to fight against the Muslims. And also numerous other, smaller tribes also joined in to fight under one banner. So this is, so the Prophet ﷺ, when he heard about this, he had a important task to do, the Prophet ﷺ. So he called on all the new Muslims of Mecca and the surrounding areas to join the battle. So he called all the new Muslims and also people surrounding the Mecca area, even like those who are non-Muslims as well. The Prophet ﷺ asked them to join, because they are under the protection of the Muslim government. So to join, like Safwan ibn Umayyah, he joined the battle. He was a non-Muslim, just to add additional support, to provide additional support. The Prophet ﷺ, he left Mecca to get to Ta'if. I'm not sure the distance. I think it's still far. Someone can check the distance between Ta'if and Mecca. Huh?
1 hour.
Okay, so Mecca and Ta'if, 92 kilometers, 1 hour to 4, 1 hour and 40. Yeah, okay. So that's by car, yes?
Yeah, by car. 100K.
Yeah.
Around
So by
100K.
walking,
Just like
and donkeys, long time. Camel.
camel, how long does it take?
Oh.
Huh? Maybe days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, days to reach there. So the Prophet ﷺ marched with 12,000.
Yeah, 12 hours.
12,000 Muslim armies, Sahaba, 12,000 on the 6th of Shawwal. So 10,000 from Medina, people of Medina, 10,000, and 2,000 new recruits from Mecca. I think the 10,000, they were the Sahaba who joined, the conquest of Mecca, 10,000, and plus additional 2,000 new recruits from Mecca. And they arrived in the valley of Hunain on the 10th of Shawwal. So they took them like 4 days. 6th of Shawwal they departed, leaving Mecca. So they arrived at Hunain at 10th of Shawwal. So that's around 4 days. Huh?
Yeah.
4 days. Okay.
It's a fair walk. But they would have slept, enjoyed, relaxed.
Of course. I think they had breaks.
Then they'd be ready
This is
for
after Ramadan, yeah?
Huh?
After Ramadan.
Yeah.
End of Shawwal.
Yeah. Ramadan, Shawwal. Yeah. After Ramadan. During Ramadan it will be very hard. Okay, now what the preparation of the two armies, the people of Ta'if, how they prepared, and also the Muslims. We will talk about that inshallah. So now what happened is, the chieftain of Ta'if, he was a very young man. He was a young man. He was in his 30s. The chieftain, the leader of the army. So he was Malik ibn Auf al-Nasri. At 30 years of age, he was leading his first major battle. So 30. So now we see experience and versus zeal. So this young person, he's got zeal. He's got the courage to fight. Of course, he's ready to fight, but he lacks experience. No experience. So what happened was, he said, he ordered the army to camp at Hunain before the Muslims arrived, and he ordered that the women, children, and livestock to be brought to the battlefield. So bring everything, your woman, bring the children, and bring all your wealth and livestock, everything, bring. So he said, so this is like a declaration of confidence and commitment. So we're confident that our women are behind us, our children are there, and all our livestock, like our sheep, camels, and everything. So he said that will give us, encourage us, and to fight with confidence and commitment. So one old elderly, Durayd ibn As-Sima, was a famous warrior of Hawazin who had grown blind and frail in his old age, but still possessed, he still possessed his wits and foresight. So he's got intelligence, he's got, experience. He's got mental sharpness, intelligence, quick thinking. Okay, so he immediately, when they brought him to the battlefield to grant his blessings and impart his wisdom. Now they brought him to grant blessings, for the army. But then he immediately noticed the woman and the livestock. He was blind, but he heard their voices. He immediately noticed, the livestock and the woman, the children. So he demanded, why is it that I can hear the babies crying, the goats bleeding, and the mules braying? All this. So Malik responded, I brought them because I want every man to have his family and property behind him, so that he fights the best fight possible. See how they...
Psychology.
Psychology. Yes. So Durayd severely rebuked him, calling the move risky and foolish, asserting that it would not help win the war. Will not help win the war. This is just foolish. It's stupid idea.
Very stupid.
Yeah. So about Durayd then inquired about specific sub-tribes whom he respected the most, and he was told that they did not show up. He then said, they have done the right thing. Had this truly been a day of honor and glory, then these people would never have abandoned this plain. I advise you and your men to return home, he continued. So he goes, just go home. So even Durayd said, this is no point going to war, because we will not get anything out of it. We will lose. That's what Durayd said to the chieftain, Malik ibn Auf al-Nasri.
Why did he say that, Sheikh?
Because he knew from his experience that you will not win.
From
So-
his personal experience or just the general situation, or you don't know?
Yeah, his personal experience and assessing the situation, he said, just go home, don't fight.
Yeah.
Go home. And he's saying that surrender, just surrender. Otherwise, and also he's saying, like, if you want to fight still, take this back. Leave your woman behind, and your children and your livestock. So if you lose, at least you go back to them, if you lose.
He's right.
Otherwise, they will be taken. If you lose, they will be taken. If you're victorious, then you go back. They're safe. So, but they didn't listen, of course. They didn't want to listen. So even some, small tribes, they did not participate. And he said that's good. They have done the right thing. They didn't want to, join the fight. They have done the right thing. Those small tribes. He said. So you also should go home. He said, if you will not listen to me in this regard, then at least take the women and children back to their fortress. At least take. If you don't want to, you want to continue fighting, you want to continue to face the Muslims, at least return these women and children back to the fortress. They had fortress as well. So at least. So he said that, if let's say if you win, you may return and enjoy their company, and if you lose, they will be safe back home. So the people of Thaqif began contemplating his sound advice. They began to think. But Malik, the chieftain, the young man, 30 years old, he accused Durayd of being being like he lost his senses, like he's declining in his mental and physical functions. He became Joe Biden basically. He's got he forgot now. He's confused.
Capacity.
Yeah, his capacity to make sense is he has lost that basically.
On the contrary, the energy and the enthusiasm of the youngster has made him blind to
Of course, yes, made him blind to understand.
the situation.
And also he's probably his ego, to protect his ego. He's not humbling himself,
Like the word you used before, is too zealous.
Too zealous, but zealous, and then he made the wrong decision. And even this is, the greatest, booty of war that the Muslims had. This one, Hunayn, because all of that thing, the camels, all the livestock, easy access. They got it.
He brought on the plate.
Yes. So he said, look, he accused them of, being, dysfunctional, basically, And then he turned to his people and said, by Allah, if you do not obey me as your leader, I will take my sword and kill myself in front of you all. This young man. His people urged him to come down and assured him that they would follow him as their chieftain, and the women and children remain on the battlefield. So they calmed him down. he's got the freshness.
So even him, he swear by Allah.
Yeah. They believe Allah. The pagans, they just worship extra gods. But Allah, they acknowledge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Quran it mentions many times, if you ask them who created, the heaven and the earth, they say, لَيَقُولُنَّ Allah. They will say it's Allah.
But then pray for the Allah.
Yeah, they pray, they add more. They say this idol it gives us this one, this like this. And why they do that? Because they just do it out of no evidence. I think humans, they have tendencies towards these things, They have tendencies towards this, this one can do this, And then they get it and they think, yeah, it is.
That's what shirk,
Yeah, it is shirk, that's shirk.
That's
You're
why
associating,
they're associating Allah with others.
something that only comes from Allah
I
subhanahu
don't
wa
think
ta'ala.
they see it that way. I don't think in their brain they understand that. Even if
They think this good.
it's good. That's
They
what
think it's good.
Yeah.
Why just one person do everything? Why not have someone doing this, someone doing this? It's good, they say. But also, it's like saying that one God is not powerful enough. God is not powerful. He needs assistance, just like human beings. Like if you're a boss, you need assistant. Otherwise, you can't do all your job. It's too hard. So they're thinking that way, which actually goes against what God is. The definition of God is the most powerful. He doesn't need anything. And we do understand that too. Yes. How come he has a son, or he has a daughter? He has this, no? Or he was born by someone gave birth to him. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't. That's why the question, who created God, is a wrong question.
Yeah.
It's a wrong question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's sad that they have interest in worshipping.
yes.
They
Yes.
have interest in praying,
Yes.
obviously in different way and
Yeah.
everything. So they have that in their heart, but it's obviously not the right guidance.
Yeah. Right.
There are a lot of people that they're just like, what do they call it? Agnostic, I think. They don't want to pray. They don't want to do anything.
Agnostic.
I think they're agnostic. They don't believe in no worshipping, no rituals, no praying, nothing. But this, that's even worse. That's like, I don't acknowledge anybody that created anything.
Agnostic, they believe in God. Yes.
I think
No,
it's
I think
agnostics.
I don't think
Was
I
that
don't think they
atheist?
really
Was that
believe in
atheist?
that, but I think they are not denying that there's God, so they're like
Yes.
in between.
Yes,
They're
yes.
not like
So I might be talking about atheists.
atheists. They're not like atheists.
Atheists deny the existence
Yeah,
of
that's the
God
one.
completely.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, atheists. Okay.
Yes. So agnostic is they say there's God, but they can't commit
Yeah.
further. I think, but it's unknown. They say. So it could be your God.
They believe there's
They
a
just-
creator.
Huh?
They believe there's something.
Yeah,
that
there's
created.
a God, but it's unknown. So they don't affirm or deny the existence. So this is, yeah. But you have to make decision, man. You can't just live like that. Yeah. Because and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, gave us many clues. So
Science.
yeah, science as well, signs. So this again, he said, "I'll kill myself." This is so familiar. People say, "If you don't think, I'll kill myself." That's not good. That's not a good sign of a person saying that.
Yeah.
So what happened? He proceeded with his decision, and the people of Ta'if followed him, and they lost, and all the livestock, the Muslim took it. Yeah. It was a big booty of war. Yes.
And a big boost to the Muslims.
Yeah, to the economy and everything.
The morale, I guess.
They mention it here. It's like 24,000 camels,
Yeah, many.
40,000 goats,
Wow.
160,000
So
dirhams.
Migration.
The whole.
The GDP went up. So Sheikh, why was this battle mentioned in the Quran as a verse? What's the reference or what?
Yeah, it means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped you. لَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ. Allah helped you in many places, in many battles, and also وَيَوْمَ حُنَيْنٍ, during the battle of Hunayn. إِذْ أَعْجَبَتْكُمْ كَثْرَتُكُمْ. Because the Sahaba, they were impressed, they were big in number, 12,000. But that number, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that it didn't even, that number, only that number did not help you basically. Because we'll read further that the Sahaba did, suffered some loss a little bit, but at the end they gained victory. But at the start, they were like, in chaos a little bit, because, the Ta'if, the army planned an attack, and they were hiding, on the sides of the valley, and the Sahaba entered, and they start, shooting arrows, and they lost direction because the arrows coming from above as well. So they were in chaos, going left, right, and then also the attack from the 20,000 armies attacked also from all directions. And then the Prophet ﷺ managed to, unite them and gather them, and then attacked again. And the second time they attacked, they gained victory. Yeah, we will inshallah read it. So Hunayn,
Did Khalid participate in this one?
Yeah.
He's been forgiven.
So you see, throughout the Seerah, the Muslims will enter battles as the underdogs. You know, the underdogs relying on Allah's assistance and blessings. The underdogs means, groups who are expected to lose or face disadvantage. The underdogs, because they were less in numbers, in the power in weapons as well. So 12,000 strong. So some Muslim, they grew overconfident. One of them, remarked, this is what Allah mentioned in the Quran. إِذْ أَعْجَبَتْكُمْ كَثْرَتُكُمْ. Your number, made you like really say, oh, we are big in numbers, proud. You are proud of your numbers. So one of them remarked, said, how could we possibly be destroyed or, when we are 12,000? It's impossible, for us to be defeated. So news reached the Prophet ﷺ. He immediately reprimanded them, saying, indeed, there was a prophet before you that looked upon his nation with pride such that he said, nothing will be able to overcome us. Within 3 days, 70,000 people among them perished. There's one prophet who came before you. He was also taken by the numbers, But then, within 3 days, 70,000 perished. So what do we learn here? The lesson.
Don't rely on your numbers.
Arrogant.
Huh?
Arrogant.
Yeah, arrogant. Don't be proud.
Don't be proud of numbers.
Rely on Allah.
Or I guess relying on Allah.
Rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, it's Kibir. Okay, so if we rely on our numbers, it's not good, huh? Yes.
Overconfident.
Overconfident? Okay. Yeah, because see, numbers is not everything. So even if you have big numbers, you can be happy. But don't say things like, "Oh, we will not lose now." Say this, it's it, because it's not everything. Allah's plan is different. You see, even when we might think, "Oh, these people will never lose. So much power, so much weapon, so much thing." Maybe we think America is all that. Maybe, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan is over everything. So that's what Allah is teaching us here. You can be happy, oh, we're big number, that's good. But saying that, look, this is it, man. We're not gonna get lost. No worries now. It's wrong in Islam to say that, because again, Allah can flip the situation. And that's what happened here. First they were like struggling. What happened? We're big in numbers, but we lost control. But then they get back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help.
But the Sahaba would have already experienced that, through the battle of Badr.
Yeah, but yes.
And food, right?
But again, they're humans still, don't forget. Humans. See, humans always, when numbers, yes, we're good. Yes?
Confident.
Yeah, become more confident and things, but Allah is teaching them a lesson, and through Allah teaching them, we're also taught. So that's why we see Khalid ibn Walid, he made the mistake, this Sahabi made that mistake. And then so we learn, it's for us to learn. All these, Seerah, these lessons we read is for us to learn as well. So as the Muslims march to Hunayn, they pass by that Anwat. So it's like the hanging tree. This is a tree. That Anwat, they passed by this tree, is a magnificent tree of, magnificent tree. The Quraysh would pass by yearly and sacrifice their animals as they hung their weapons on the tree. So the Quraysh, their tradition is, when they pass by this tree, they sacrifice an animal, and after that they hang their weapons on the tree for additional blessings, just to get blessings from doing this, the tree. So effectively they turn this tree into an idol, like an idol. Basically they seek blessings from this tree. So, O Messenger of Allah, so so one person, Abu Waqid al-Laythi, who had accepted Islam less than a week, he requested, "O Messenger of Allah, can you make another hanging tree for us, just as they have one?" So the Quraysh have this hanging tree, can you make something similar to this? So we also have something like this, you know. See, the human beings, they just, you know, they love these things, you know. Can we have something like this? Just like the followers of Musa, the Banu Israel. In Quran it is mentioned that they asked Musa to have something like these people worship, you know. They ask, forgot the ayah. You know, make for us a god like their gods. Ij'al lana ilahan kama lahum aliha. Like make us, that's the ayah. Make for us gods like they have, these people. Maybe idols, or maybe some, you know, statue of an animal maybe. So when they saw this, they say, can we have something like this? It's interesting, it looks cool. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So the same thing, this Sahabi, he said, can we have something like this? It's cool, it's something different, and we want it. Yeah. Allah, worship Allah, you know, something that we cannot see is not enough. It feels something missing. See, the shaitan plays in people's mind. That's why, you know, the statue is haram. You see, statue, you cannot have statue in your house, cannot have statue, yeah, like the idols is haram, just to stop this from happening again. And this is what we see, you know, the deen, it came very pure, but then slowly it became corrupted through the statue. Yeah. So here, this person, Abu Waqid al-Laythi, he asked, you know, can we have something like this, like a tree? The Prophet, he replied, glory be to Allah, I swear by the one in whose hand is my soul, you have said exactly what the children of Israel said to Musa alayhi salam. He said, make for us a god like their gods. So Musa replied, he said, indeed you are a people acting ignorantly. قال إنكم قوم تجهلون. You're jahilun. Jahilun is ignorant people. And by Allah, it is decreed that you know, you, the Ummah, will follow the pathways of those before you. So this is the Prophet ﷺ. You guys will follow the pathways before the people before you. Yeah. So Abu Waqid did not ask for an idol, but the Prophet ﷺ went so far as to swear by Allah that his request equated to the children of Israel asking for a god, like for an idol. So he was just like a tree, which we can see is less, you know, severe than. But again, the Prophet, he replied in a very serious manner that it's equivalent to shirk, basically, you know. And then after that, the Muslim arrived at the valley of Hunayn and prayed Isha. Some companions volunteered to scope the pagan army, and they reported their vast livestock and property, even citing the presence of all their women and children. So they you know, scoped the pagan army to see how big they are, and even, you know, after that, you know, people started talking, the Muslims started talking, you know, and Malik ibn Auf, who's Malik ibn Auf? It was him.
Malik.
Yeah, Malik ibn Auf. We mentioned his name, he was the chieftain, the young chieftain.
The 30-year-old.
Yeah, the 30 years old, Malik ibn Auf. You know, and you know, the Muslim, they started talking, I think, you know, he's trying to bring everyone to boost their confidence, the army's confidence, and they said, you know, the Muslims, they were talking, you know, whispering between them, and I think it's working. I think they will defeat us because they have everyone in the army, the women, the children, the livestock. It's like, you know, huh? Yeah. So but then the Prophet ﷺ, he simply smiled and said, it will be the Muslims' war booty tomorrow. The Prophet ﷺ said, it will be the Muslims' war booty tomorrow, inshallah, if Allah wills. Yes, the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ was to be optimistic. So it's optimistic. So like expecting the best possible outcome, or seeing, you know, the bright side of situations, not the dark side, the bright side. So the Prophet ﷺ once said, if a person says all the people are destroyed, then they are the worst of them. So we have to always be optimistic. see the good side, of course.
Even if they're
And
double in
also,
number. Even if they're double in number.
yes, optimistic, yes. And it is good for our mental state, basically. Because if you don't do that, then it's a disaster, even more. So even the Prophet said, if a person says, all the people are destroyed, even saying this, that person is the worst of the people. Because what he's saying is, all the people are destroyed. So this, this tells us, highlights, the dangers of pessimism. Like pessimism is, to have the attitude, that believe that bad outcomes are more likely than the good ones. That's pessimism, like thinking bad, negative always. This is very dangerous. And also, having a self-defeating mentality. Nah, I'm not good for this. I'm not good. I'm done. Yeah, this is it, man. I lost it.
You lost the battle before the war.
Yeah, and it happened to me once. I took part in hadith memorization competition. So I was semi-finals, and I made mistakes. But it was done online during COVID, so I didn't see my opponents. I didn't see them. I didn't see how they performed. But I made mistakes. My hadith memorization was not that strong. It was 250 hadith. So I just I was waiting for the finals, and then so I said, I'm not going to be in the finals. I give up. I said, I think I'm not in the finals. I don't need to prepare more. Just stop here. But my wife, my wife said, no, keep preparing. You don't know. Keep preparing, don't keep preparing. So I took her advice, and after that I saw my name in the final. Like I was in the final. So you never know. You have to. From there, I realized you have to not give up. You keep trying. And also, if I don't get into the finals, memorizing hadith, strengthening hadith is always a good thing. You don't have to be in a competition. It's always a win-win situation. But sometimes we humans, we don't think that way. We just give up. We just say that's it.
Sometimes
It's too hard.
But sometimes for some reason I use reverse psychology. That's the only time you can use it in a positive way. So like if something's not going to go your way, say, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And sometimes it ends up happening. Do you know what I'm trying to say? it's like it's negative, but in a positive way.
And then you feel, I think.
Yeah, you just wait for it.
No, I did feel that. Yes.
Having positive outlook, so that's considered sunnah, Just
Yes.
be positive.
Optimistic, yes, positive, yes.
But war is different. Like if you're having a war, it's a whole different
But
mentality.
it has to be done in the right way, because sometimes saying that this is dangerous is also important. Like you can't go, no, be optimistic. There's no danger, man. Just keep See, we see in the Seerah a mix of things. So I think there's the right place to be optimistic. But you always have positive. But then if you see dangerous things, like you can forecast, that this will happen if we don't do this right now. Then you have to do it.
Also
Don't say no.
But also the seriousness of this situation, because life or death, because they're going for war. I can understand why the Prophet is reminding them to stay positive, because
you have to be positive.
It's a very serious situation. You have to stay. But if it was just an everyday issue, you wouldn't be that deep into it. But if it's a bit negative, just ignore it kind of. And if you kept doing it, then you remind me. But in that situation,
is important. I think in battlefield, bravery, and bravery comes if you have positive thinking. If your mental is breaking down, you can't be brave. I don't think so. You'll run away. And
I'm just trying to think in the battlefield where courage would come from. Would it come from general perspective? Would it come from positivity? Or would
it would
you have to be positive? You have to brainwash yourself. Because everybody is scared.
Never experienced anything like that.
Naturally, every person is scared.
Naturally, yes. But the Sahaba,
like the samurais.
Because even Mike Tyson, I've read his autobiography. And he
He's
said
scared.
before every single fight, he was as scared as anybody he
Yeah,
knows.
of course,
He
yeah.
goes, if people knew how scared I was before I got into a fight, they'd think like he's a coward, you know what I mean? Basically. He goes, but he'd have to overcome that fear, and then he goes, oh, once he overcame those fears, that's when he achieved big things in life. He goes, but it's normal. So he studied psychology, he studied fighters in the past, and he said they all had that same mentality. So it's not a natural thing, I guess, to be just, like you know, butterflies you get when you get into confrontation. I think that's just natural for everybody. It's who can overcome it. That's all it is.
Yeah, overcome.
Yeah, and that takes
manage
positivity. That
yeah.
takes all sorts of things.
Yeah. Manage that feeling. It is. That's why in the dua, ثبت أقدامنا,
Yeah.
ثبت أقدامنا,
Keep us firm.
remain our foot firm,
Firm,
our
yeah,
feet firm on the battleground. That's no, I turn it off.
Oh, you turn it up?
Yeah. So keep our feet firm on the ground. That's a dua during battlefield. It is. I think the only experience I had was it's not a battle, but it's just police with troublemakers. They clash. No, the demo. I mean the parade of Brelwi people. Brelwi, they are, in Pakistan they wear green turbans. I don't know if you know them. No, they're Muslims. They're Hanafi, but they have different set of beliefs regarding the Prophet.
Okay.
Yeah, set of beliefs regarding the Prophet. How he, they say he can see what we do. He knows the unseen. He knows the unseen of Allah.
Too many people.
Yeah, it's a group of bid'ah. So they always march during the month the Prophet was born. They march on the streets of Karachi in Pakistan. So they always, and so once they clash with the student of our school, madrasa, my madrasa, I don't know, I think normally they lock the gates of the madrasa, so they allow them to pass, but all students must remain inside. But at that time it was after Asr, so normally the students go out for tea, for ice cream, So it was open the gate, so I think there was some verbal exchange with the other side. They accuse, Gustakhi Rasul means you are the people who hate the Prophet. Yeah. And then the student will reply, no, we don't hate the Prophet, maybe some swear words and things. So they jumped, there was a barrier between the both side of the main road. Yeah? There was a barrier just so they don't cross to the other side. They jumped. Yeah, and then I was outside too. I was like, I think looking at and then suddenly they with bamboo sticks running towards us, those Brahmins with green turban. They want to do jihad or something. So I ran, of course towards the gate of the madrasa to enter. And I entered, and I went to the other side of the madrasa, to go all there. Somewhere at the back of the madrasa, far away from the main gate. And my leg was shaking. My legs, I couldn't even stand properly. I said, what's happening? It was shaking like this. And I remember the ayah. And I think, that's not even war, That's just fight. And you can say it's not battlefield, you go into battlefield, but I was shaking. I couldn't, I was just, my heart was pumping, just going like this. And then the police fired tear gas, boom, and I heard the sound, boom, boom, it was loud. It was like a war zone, but yeah, and I was scared. What's that? First time, coming from Australia, seeing that, and then that was the thing. Couldn't go out, couldn't leave the madrasa until late at night, because my apartment was not that close, but like 10-minute walk by foot. So when we went home, the police accompanied, all the way to the house. It was after 12 a.m. There's one student died. He got shot. Someone shot him. I don't know. Maybe bullet from police or bullet from those people.
but it was horrible.
But in those situations, your emotions, you can't control them. You know?
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
difficult.
It's hard.
What happens to your body, the adrenaline, stuff
Yeah,
like that. It's,
yeah, it's hard to control.
it's very difficult.
So inshallah, next week we have still the battle of Hunayn. What happened? How now, as I mentioned briefly, first the Muslims, they couldn't fight. They were like confused because the Banu Thaqif, they planned, the ambush, and they were successful. But then the Prophet ﷺ called the companions, all of them. So they retreated, and then the Prophet ﷺ, he gave them, he spoke to them, and then he said, now the real battle has begun. He said after that, I'm the messenger, no lie. I am the son of Abdul Muttalib. So he told them, I'm the messenger, la kadhib, and he said in Arabic, Ana nabiyyu la kadhib. Anabnu Abdul Muttalib. So we know in the army of Muslims there were non-Muslims too. Yeah, there were non-Muslims as well. Not all Muslims fighting. Yeah, with the Muslims. They're fighting for the Muslims.
Yeah.
So that's why the Prophet, he mentioned two things. Ana Nabi, I'm the messenger, because the non-Muslim, they did not believe he's a messenger. But then he mentioned Ana ibn Abdul Muttalib, I'm the son of Abdul Muttalib.
So
So to attract their attention as well, because they do respect the son of Abdul Muttalib, the Quraysh.
Okay. So these are the non-Muslims.
Yeah,
right?
for the non-Muslims. So the Prophet basically, he was bringing them all together, united. He didn't say I'm the messenger only. He said I'm the son of Abdul Muttalib, to grab their attention as we're fighting to. So that's something we learn from this battle, how the Prophet ﷺ. So it's not like non-Muslim killed. You know how the non-Muslims portray Islam is they say if you're kafir you get killed. Where is it? Many think that way. They want to think that way, even they know the truth, but I think they can't accept the truth. That's why. They can't accept. Their ego doesn't want to accept.
You said there's non-Muslims fighting in the army. Can a Muslim fight in a non-Muslim army? Can a Muslim fight in a non-Muslim army?
Yeah, but what they do, that depends on what they do. What's their mission?
I was just
If
thinking
it's-
of the case in Russia and Ukraine. You got a lot of Chechen soldiers and a lot of Dagis, a lot of
Yeah.
Muslim Russian soldiers fighting. Right, wrong cause. Like, is the Ukraine the right war? I'm not asking that question. I'm just asking, is there a right to fight for a Christian country?
Yeah, that's now it has become a job. You don't look at right or wrong anymore.
Yeah.
If you sign up for it, you have to.
But like, say you're defending your homeland and a Christian country, and you're a Muslim, and you're actually defending your land or something values. Are you allowed to fight with the Christian country?
Defending your homeland,
Yeah.
your thing against the invaders.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can fight.
You can, yeah.
You can fight.
Yeah, like if you're like
Yes, yeah.
an army in Australia,
Yeah.
you're Australian, you're an army in Australia.
Yeah, and the Chinese come to take
invade.
over, for example.
And we join under the Christian banner of the Australian government.
Australian banner, not Christian.
Well, it is a Christian country.
Yeah, Christian.
It's got a
country.
cross on it.
No, I don't think it's Christian.
But we can still get sworn in by the Quran, not by the Bible. So for the army service, which is an advantage. I don't know what area.
Yeah, but doing oppression, no. I don't
Not
think you
oppression,
can
just
take
defending.
Yeah, defending like from aggression. Why they come and attack and being aggressive. You can defend. Yeah, it's your place. You live.
Okay.
You should defend, basically. Not can, you should.
Yeah. No, just seeing it as like.
Just like if the Muslim country is being invaded by some other people and the non-Muslim living there, they should defend. It's a treaty. Like you're a citizen, that means you signed up for that defense. If you're needed, if you're a soldier, if you're just civilian, then a soldier, you sign up for that. So that's your job.
That's the charter, the Medina charter, right?
But you can refuse.
So I'm just saying, if that, in that
But-
case, in the Seerah, if the Prophet ﷺ allowed a non-Muslim to participate in a Muslim war, it only logically makes sense that we would be allowed to, in the same situation, to defend ourselves, or for them, because the army marching towards them, for a Muslim to help a non-Muslim defend their homeland also, if it was their homeland also. It would be a logical thing, but I'm not exactly sure.
That's a deep talk. It requires many other elements. It is. It's not easy. It has many aspects to it.
Yeah, like the Vietnam War. There are many Muslims like Muhammad Ali. He didn't want to participate.
He didn't want to?
Yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Sorry, from America's side.
Yeah.
That's the
He disagreed with the.
Yeah, he didn't want to participate. He said,
He was a soldier. No.
Well, no, he was. There was recruitment.
Recruitment. Yeah.
Everyone must serve.
Yeah, must serve. Yeah.
So he actually spent time in jail because of that, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. No, you can refuse
Because he said,
you know it's wrong.
They're not my enemy. Why do I have to kill them? Like,
Yeah.
And that's a case of invading, so that's completely different. Like you're right, that's a good point. Just trying to think of a case where a famous Muslim did help. Which there would be.
I think our loyalty is to Allah first. I think.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've all spread out so far these days. We have such big populations in these countries.
Well,
You don't know where the future goes, you know. So
Right now, in the case of Israel, there
So I
are
think
many Muslim countries backing them up.
sorry, what was that?
Israel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
some with the Abraham Accord and whatnot.
Yeah.
They've got logistics and help from some Muslim countries.
Oh, yeah.
as well.
I mean, it's a sign at the end of the time.
Yeah.
Everyone's falling into their banners, influence, sellouts. People say they're not, but they are. It's very, very complicated. It's too deep for us.
some are not enemies, but you just need to find a way to deal with it. Instead of a harsh way, you can deal softly. I think that will have a good outcome. Yeah, but if you deal bad, first aggression, and then after, no way. See Khalid ibn Walid aggression first, he killed everything.
Everything's avoidable, but some people
Yeah.
just greedy, they gain power.
Arrogant, so they say, no, we do this.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله هيا على الصلاة هيا على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Still want to do Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والليل إذا يغشى والنهار إذا تجلى وما خلق الذكر والأنثى إن سعيكم لشتى فأما من أعطى واتقى وصدق بالحسنى فسنيسره لليسرى وأما من بخل واستغنى وكذب بالحسنى فسنيسره للعسرى وما يغني عنه ماله إذا تردى إن علينا للهدى وإن لنا للآخرة والأولى فأنذرتكم نارا تلظى لا يصلاها إلا الأشقى الذي كذب وتولى وسيجنبها الأتقى الذي يؤتي ماله يتزكى وما لأحد عنده من نعمة تجزى إلا ابتغاء وجه ربه الأعلى ولسوف يرضى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
kan sepedanya itu.
Jadi sibuknya ngaji, bahkan mengajar ngaji.
Insyaallah.
Lihat virtual aku.
satu itu apa?
Ya.
Paiwan nila sini.
Where?
Paiwanan nila sa rin.
Press the camera.
juga habis sumbang sampah. Bersih. Oke.
Yang udah itu.
Ada dua.
Ada dua emang dia beli dua sengaja. Ini.
Lampunya anu ya. Apa namanya?
Ya, akhirnya diangkat ke bawah jadi nggak kering. Mungkin butuh waktu berhari-hari baru kering. Jadi ada dua emang. Man,
Iya.
ada. Seksi. Nggak bocor kan, Wan?
Apanya?
Otomatis. Untung tetangganya plumber.
Iya.
Bayangin dia nggak banyak uang, diberesin.
Berkali-kali naik turun.
Pakai atraksi.
Lancar, pakai tali, pakai anu. Nggak sukses.
Boleh apa, Wan?
Semuanya udah kan?
Oh, stoknya dong, dari stoknya. Donat kan ganti semua. Donatnya nih
Enggak, lampunya halogen.
Oh,
Kalau ganti donat harus ganti anunya juga. Apa namanya?
base semuanya toh.
Transformernya,
Aku ada stoknya lagi lupa.
Hah?
Tapi LED aku nggak salah, Wan.
Dulu kita yang ini enggak kita ganti LED soalnya.
Kenapa?
Kalau bokornya ada di situ kan saya.
Berarti Wan, strom.
Hah? Iya hujan-hujan lah ganti. Jangan deket-deketan.
Aku udah pakai sarung kok, Wan.
Pegangin, pegangin kakinya.
Biar keduanya merinding disco. Wan, malam bisa apa dah? Bahaya, Wan, belum kayak LED aja, Wan. Lebih bintang 6 ya LED itu ya. Tamatin dulu ya.
Ya harus ganti ini ya.
Semuanya dudukannya kan.
Bukan dudukan ya, transformernya yang juga.
Tamatin dulu ya.
Jangan gelap aku.
Tak pakai lampu ini. Panas sih, Ku. Di sini ada transformernya apa ini?
Ada, semua ada.
Nah,
Itu ada laporan juga.
ini loh, ini ada stoknya berada. Masa ada
Yang
stoknya?
LED habis. Ya, ini
Enggak,
terakhir.
yang bohlam ini habis.
Iya, ini terakhir.
Oh,
Yang satunya itu
LED.
LED itu buat ini. Kalau nggak salah aku dulu sempat ganti buat dapur apa buat mana?
Aku nggak usah ada juga bohlam sih. Yang halogen aku ada.
Oh ini
ada.
loh. Buat ini.
Hah? Aku ada kalau nggak salah LED. Kalau nggak LED bohlam apa sih? Halogen juga ada aku.
Oh, iya.
Bawa ke situ aku nggak pakai juga, bukan nggak pakai.
Taruh di
Aku
situ.
LED semua soalnya.
Kalau mau ada taruh di situ aja.
Oke,
Just in case ya.
Dari sini. Udah habis tadi stoknya.
Habis tinggal LED yang ada.
Oh, oke.
Ini loh. Bisa taruh di atas itu, bisa taruh. Dua itu LED.
Oh iya, oke. Kalau LED apa? Kalau LED aku pakai. Kalau si itu halogen aku nggak pakai. Lah kan Bu. Oh air minum belum.
Iya, aku beli puludak itu habis buang sampah ternyata haus.
Apa tuh? Korma. Buat sini Wan. Mau Wan korma. Ini
Udah mau dimatiin?
dan.
Enggak, yang sini udah. Oh, yang sini udah. Oh, belum ini. Kamu mau itikaf kan?
Antuk Wan. Ini dibuang nang di Wan.
Apa?
Ini.
Recycle. Oh, tapi kosong semuanya. Gak ada isinya.
Gak ada recycle-nya.
Enggak, maksudnya enggak penuh.
Oh nggak perlu ya, jadi masih bisa tambahin lagi kan?
Iya. Aku cuman ngeluarin satu sampah doang.
Oh gitu, aku bisa nitip recycle dong Wan.
Iya, keluarin.
Nama aku ya, tak titip sini ya.
Taruh di sini tapi keluarin nanti kan.
Hah?
Keluarin sendiri.
Oh kalau gitu nggak usah lah, repot aku orang ngerti.
Loh enggak, maksudnya taruh di sana.
Gimana?
Taruh di ini bukannya gimana? Sialan.
Udah kayak.
Sama harganya. Sama enggak? Enggak, aku udah nge-print udah nge-print. Lupa ternyata bukanya.
Udah kayak Wan.
Udah, guys. Udah.
Angel iku.
Emang angel. Tadi aku di mobil ada kayaknya. Udah sedia sebelum.
Hujan.
Oh ini ada.
Tadi menyimak ceramah Wan.
Itu aku.
Aku tuh aku wah. Haji lakukan ini.
Udah capek aku kalau udah malam tadi. Tapi karena tugas negara yang mau datang, cuman tidur enggak. Bisa dibangunin sama Pak Edi.
Bisa.
Kurang 7 menit bisa. Oke. Wudhu terus. Wudhu. Habis itu ke sholat terus. Sholat. Asli aku jam segini enggak. Ini ya. Kalau aku tadi jam berapa? Kalau aku tadi jam 7 makan dulu, maghrib aku udah tewas. Sholat maghrib udah nggak kuat aku.
Ngantuk pasti ya.
Udah ngantuk, udah kekenyangan.
Ya.
Tapi kalau tadi nggak makan malam aku makan yang minum aja dah.
Yes.
Yuk,
Itu buang sampai Mas.
itu apa aja?
Buang kita buang ini loh. Apa ini Wan? Jangan tisu. Tak ambil aja gitu.
Iki enggak tahu.
Nemu di atas sini loh.
Oh, oke. Ya udah.
Tak ambil aja ya.
Yang ini buat.
Bentar. Ya. Diam ya Wan. Apa? Ini saya kira nang laptop nanti ngapain? OBS IEM itu. No machine. Nah. Terus?
Katanya bisa dari
Terus?
jauh.
Udah. Loh. Terus piye iki? Apa iki? 786 Nuka Milroy Windows 11 NX. Ya apa iki? Ora. Iya, caranya gimana? Ah. Oh ya, ada terus. Jebret. Yes.